Welcome to FinTech Focus TV with me, Carl Charlson, Customer Success Director at Harrington Star, coming to you live from the Excel Centre in London at FinTech Connect. It's my great pleasure to introduce our next guest, Ohad from Tweezr. Ohad, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, so tell me a little bit and tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and the company Tweezr.
Right. So I actually started my career in McKinsey, went and worked in a big, large international European bank. There I started to experience the challenges that come with building within a complex, large legacy environment. We built a new feature, everything was wonderful. We realized we missed one feature of joint accounts and we thought, hey, how difficult could it be? Well, difficult. We realized it's going to take us an entire year to deploy this, and the reason for that is that single guy called Bob, the soon-to-retire engineer that has a massive backlog, is the only one who understands the system well enough to be able to make the change to enable this functionality. And he has this massive backlog, and it will take 12 months before anything will happen. That was one side of things. The other one, when I was part of a big modernization migration program, 5 years in, most of it got scrapped. Massive challenges, and with that understanding, we decided to build Tweezr to provide an alternative to how big financial institutions deal with their legacy environment and legacy structures, systems, to be able to introduce new functionalities in a rapid, realistic, and accurate way without breaking critical systems along the way. That's who we are, and that's what we do.
And why did you feel that important from your perspective when you was building the company? Why was it so important for you to make that change?
Right, so I think I always experienced how speed is a massive value add, the ability of traditional banks to be able to compete with neobanks, the ability of people to actually enjoy what they're doing. Being stuck in the same place for a very long time, it's a super frustrating experience that I experienced personally. And I think enabling the transition to allow even the biggest, the most complex traditional environments to be able to move as rapidly as you see in whatever is happening around us in this neobank, in this AI age, is a fundamental it's the biggest problem, the biggest pain those banks are facing. And being able to unpack that biggest issue, huge excitement, and it requires quite a bit of very heavy lifting to go deep into the capabilities required to make these types of changes, which is a big opportunity for us to help them solve it.
So you're basically saying you help the big, bulky, traditional banks become a little bit more nimble when it comes to change and transformation technology.
That's correct. That's correct.
It's very interesting. Now, you're one of the speakers here at FinTech Connect. What's the key takeaways from your talk that we're going to hear?
Right. So I think the biggest point is that when most people think about legacy systems, they see them as the biggest blocker, the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle to be able to do things, to innovate, to change. We actually look at those legacy systems as a pretty big key advantage point. These are the most battle-tested, stable systems out there that are able to do immensely capable things. When was the last time your account has disappeared and your money has evaporated? That's not happening, right? And there's a reason for that. Those systems are actually very, very capable, but they're hugely customized and solve too many problems, which makes them very difficult to maintain and add functionalities to them. But if you are able to, instead of trying to replace them, to improve them and evolve them to the capabilities that are required by the market, by the products, you're enabling the ability to maintain this super strong stability and capability and customizations, and yet still be able to move fast and be competitive with everyone around you. And that's the big change. And I think one analogy that I like to talk about is, think about it like you are living in a mansion built in the 60s or 50s. It's a beautiful big mansion, but it was built in the 50s. Things are crumbling down to some extent. And then what everyone has been telling you up until now is you have no other choice than to run it over and build a big Trump Tower on top of that, right? While you're living inside, which is a pretty difficult task altogether. And you can see that 70% of projects like this do actually fail. And the ones who are successful often do not achieve the results they're hoping to achieve. what we do is provide you sort of an MRI to that entire mention, and to just give you the opportunity to say, well, in this room, I actually want to remodel.
Yeah.
And in this room, I just want to put a little electricity plug to be able to do this type of change, without trying to destroy everything before making a step change towards the next thing.
Yes.
And that's kind of, the fact that that is even possible, first of all, it was absolutely not possible even 2 years ago before AI was there. The systems are just too big, too complex, the technology was not advanced enough to be able to put the meaningful semantic capability to explain those systems in a helpful way. Today it's possible. What is actually now tricky is how do you do the context engineering of those small pieces to the large pieces to create the kind of the view of that MRI, if you want, from the the foundations and the individual pipes all the way to a building, which is what we do.
Excellent. Right. 2025, like from my point of view, I think the general consensus that we found here this week is that it's been quite a good year.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what is your outlook and your wish list that's going to change things in 2026?
Well, I think, first of all, what we're seeing across the board, across all of the financial institutions that we're talking to, is that the role of agentic AI is unbelievable, right?
Yes.
It's like where all of the money, all of the effort is going into, all of the new functionalities and capabilities, whether it's for cost reduction or for customer new experiences and in improving what we provide to our customers. I think what we're going to see in 2026, as we're moving out of the kind of 95% of the projects not showing ROI yet, which is a common thing that we all are aware of, we're going to start seeing those things actually impacting.
Yeah.
We're going to see how are they in this year moving the needle when it comes to cost, moving the needle when it comes to new revenue models. And as a result, I actually think, and that's why we are doing what we're doing, is going to expose how difficult it is to connect between all of those cool new things at the top level to what is happening in the basement, to what is under the hood that everyone is afraid to touch. And every time that you go to that team and say, I want to introduce this functionality, they will say, 12 months, and after those 12 months, I'm absolutely not sure I'm not going to break the bank as a result of what we're doing. And I think in 2026 is the year where everyone is going to realize how important it is to be able to unpack those capabilities, but no one anymore has the time to go into an 8-year modernization program to expose it. That's done. We're in the end of an era of rip and replace. And there's a new era of how do we change things to still catch those new opportunities in the right way.
And then to kind of sign off from that, what are the potential dangers of making that not happen?
So I think the main risk of this not happening is that we will continue to see surface level innovations. That all of the exciting new capabilities and functionalities that either customers are seeing or teams are seeing as the productivity gains are coming through will be stuck at a very, very low level of the value chain. And a lot of the additional core capabilities that are out there and are available for the bank to consume will just remain hidden and remain under the hood.
I understand.
The total impact is super limited by that amount of kind of capability that you can actually expose.
So it's people's willingness to look at themselves to make the change from their technology point of view, I mean.
Absolutely. And I think
I don't mean personally.
No, it is hard. We do need to acknowledge it is a hard shift in mindset in multiple dimensions, right? There's like the mindset shift at the individual level that needs to understand or to accept the fact that their way of work on a day-to-day is evolving and it's changing, because suddenly you can do things that have taken you a long time and you can do them faster, but on the other hand, there's a lot more to do. So you want to do more. It's not necessarily going to be impacting your job in the sense that there will be less job, but it will be impacting your job in the sense that you will be doing more things faster, and the demand, the requirement, what is expected of you and of the system is only going to increase rather than decrease, because it's possible. Things that were immensely hard to do now can happen in minutes. That shift is amazing, and then being able to capture that and the individuals who are able to make that transition are the ones who are going to shine the most. That is at the individual level. At the organization level, it means that we're no longer at this very long horizon, the slow slope of traditional thinking. we have to move amazingly fast because everything is moving around us, the ground is shifting, and with that you need to figure out how can I enable my teams to do that type of transitioning, that type of change. How can I enable people? How can I enable systems? How can I enable organizations to move in that new pace with the level of stability and regulatory alignment required when you're in the financial institution space?
So what you're saying is that next year, 2026, is going to be the year of the innovation, and people need to get on board with it.
Yeah.
Today.
Maybe the year of speed.
Yeah. It needs to be, I think.
Picking up.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Excellent. Well, look, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.